Sylvie Grulot. They say that if cult members do write to Hubbard, even now, and he died back in 1986, that he will reply, and that this will not be a letter with a pre-printed signature autograph of his. How can this be? It's a new one on me, Sylvie. What I do know is this. After L. Ron Hubbard died, okay, first off, while L. Ron Hubbard was around, I think it was in the 1960s or somewhere around there, he set up a series of standing orders. And the very first standing order that was always going to be in force from here on out was SO1. It's not Sea Org, it's Standing Order number 1. And that order was any letter written to L. Ron Hubbard will be replied to. And I wrote letters to Hubbard when I was a kid and stuff, and I got replies, so they do try to reply to them. But L. Ron Hubbard didn't necessarily see all of them, and there were lots and lots of answers that went out to people that were written by Hubbard's aides. And this is something that has been talked about by former Sea Org members at length. You know, they described how they would just get bags of mail on the ship back in the day addressed to Hubbard, and they would have, you know, answering parties and just have to sit there and answer all these letters and send them all out. Or if they got really backlogged, a couple times, I think they just tossed the bags over the side of the ship. And so much for SO1 line, right? Because they were just too goddamn busy and didn't care enough about it. After Hubbard died, the SO1 line stayed in place. And what happened was the Executive Director International, who at the time, and I guess now, I mean, I don't know who else holds the post or has ever taken it over, but the Executive Director International was a guy named Guillaume Lessev, and he was the one who was supposed to then take over this line and start getting answers or getting these letters, and he would answer them. And there were desks set up years and years and years ago in every single org to write to Ron or write to management now, the SO1 line. And it's a little box and a little, stationery, and you could write and stick it in the box. And the L. Ron Hubbard communicator, the LC or LRH communicator, which is a post in every Scientology org, would go and pull the letters out and send them on up the line to get answered, but also read them first, because Hubbard also said in a secret policy that the SO1 line was a great way to find the disaffected Scientologists and the troublemakers and the rabble-rousers, because if they would write that crap up to Ron, all their complaints and problems and issues, then, they would tell other people too, and this would be a way of detecting those people and rooting them out and dealing with them. So, as with everything in Scientology, it looks like one thing, but it's really something else, you see. So that's kind of how that line works. And I don't know, I've never heard, since L. Ron Hubbard died, anyone claiming that Hubbard was going to be the one answering those letters at this point. I just don't think that's true. I think he got some bad data on that one. So there you go.